guys, Hole here, HMOM Fitness. So today I want to talk about joint mobilizations. So at the end of the day, after doing all your soft tissue, fascial, connective tissue restrictions, sometimes in the whole scheme of things, the problem is the joint itself, the arthrokinematics of that joint, the movement of that joint. Muscle, connective tissue, all that stuff, it's probably 90% of the problem when you're dealing with an injury. But arthrokinematics relates to the biomechanics of that joint. So if we're looking at the knee, for example, if the hip and foot joints are out of alignment, that can lead to knee pain. So it's the same kind of concept here. So we have to consider that once we've done all of our soft tissue, muscle restrictions, then we can kind of start to look at the arthrokinematics. So I would say joint mobilizations is somewhat of a last resort, because first we want to find out, okay, is the issue just, I'm really tight in the muscle, gotta loosen that thing up. Okay, if that's not the issue, maybe we gotta start looking at the connective tissue, the tendons, ligaments, etc. Finally, I think, is when you should start looking at the joint, the arthrokinematics, the movement of that joint. So today, I'm going to show you a shoulder mobilization. Okay, so the shoulder is ball and socket joint. Okay, you got the humerus and the glenoid fossa. Okay, the shoulder joint, it should be rolling, sliding, and gliding. Okay, so it should be, in the socket. Lots of motion. Shoulder is the most mobile joint in the body. Okay, so what this mobilization does is it creates some distraction in the joint. Okay, then from there we can apply a range of motion while the joint is in a good position. So if you have an issue with the shoulder that it's kind of stuck here, okay, what that mobilization will do will create some space, and from there we can work on it. If it's just regular and it's just stuck all the time, you can't get in a flexion or extension, that's an issue. Basically, the mobilization creates some space. Sorry, that's my dog. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so you're gonna take a band, just attached to something heavy. What you're gonna do is put this band as high as you can up your humerus. Okay, you're gonna get on your knees, all fours. Okay, basically you're gonna walk this thing out and get as much tension as you can. And basically what you're gonna do is, kind of go side to side, get into some flexion, so like a child pose in yoga, on your knees. And then you can try and get into some extension, but it's hard because the band is kind of pulling you this way. Basically, you're going to kind of camp out here and just find some corners in the shoulder if you feel it. Also, try and get direct pressure down. So try and get some pressure onto your hand, because what that'll do is that'll push that humerus posteriorly, or in this case superiorly, against that the fossa, glenoid fossa. So it creates kind of some friction that we can work with. So you want to do this for 2 minutes. Just you can't really go wrong here. Just kind of just move around, find some spots, and basically we're just getting a distraction in that shoulder joint. I don't know if you can see this, but like I can have all this. I get all these ranges of motion in my shoulder by just doing that. So there you go, guys. That is a shoulder mobilization. Very useful. Don't do it before like a game or something, but that's something you want to do after you work out. Kind of get that shoulder back into a new position. It's kind of like neuromuscular training. We're trying to train that joint in a sense to be in a proper position. So there you go, guys. See ya.